位观众，大家好，欢迎收看中国之星电视台新闻节目，我是主持人于飞。接下来，请看今天的新闻快讯。6月22日，据美国当地媒体报道，亚特兰大佛州杰克森维尔市警方就当地一起华人外卖人员因为遇到抢劫开枪击伤2名匪徒的案件公布部分细节。当地时间6月20日傍晚，位于当地中餐厅的一名外卖人员送餐至附近的一处住宅。他回忆称，当时2名男子开门，其中1人持黑色手枪对准他的脸部，并让他进屋。他正企图逃跑，此时又出现1名蒙面持枪男子。外卖人员将手中的餐盒抛向此人，接着在逃跑中取出随身携带的手枪，连开4、5枪，并高声要求邻居报警。其中1名抢匪中枪倒地，两臂高举，另外2人逃之夭夭。警方赶到现场并逮捕了受伤的抢匪。目前，警方已经开始了调查，但并未公开透露嫌疑人的信息。本周三，阿里巴巴集团董事局主席马云在美国底特律举办的连接世界美国中小企业论坛上表示，人工智能蕴含着机遇和风险，它可以带来一些益处，比如说减少人类的工作时长。未来30年，人们每天只需要工作4小时，可能1周工作4天。不过，数据和自动化会越来越深化贫富差距，政府应表现出做艰难抉择的意愿，避免自动化可能造成的伤害。随着机器学习和人工智能消灭工作岗位，第3次技术革命可能引爆第3次世界大战，但人类会赢。出席周三国会关于俄罗斯干预2016年美国大选调查听证会的情报官员证实，俄罗斯去年瞄准了美国21个州的选举系统。国土安全部网络安全及通信部代理副部长曼佛拉对参议院委员表示，有证据表明21个州的大选系统成为目标。这也是美国官员首次公开透露相关的数字。此前，仅亚利桑那和伊利诺承认系统曾遭黑客攻击。FBI 反间谍部门助理主管普利斯塔普表示，俄罗斯的主要目标是干扰竞选程序，破坏自由和公平的选举过程。其次是诋毁民主党总统候选人希拉里，并帮助特朗普。国土安全部前部长约翰逊向众议院情报委员会作证时表示，奥巴马政府不愿向公众警示俄罗斯黑客行为，是为了避免表现出在大选前的选边行为，但没有证据表示网络攻击行为更改了投票结果。全美地产经纪商协会周三公布数据显示，美国5月成屋销售总数环比增长1.1%，达年化562万户，是近10年来第3高月度水平。待售成屋库存同比下滑8.4%，连续24个月同比呈现回落。同时，房价中位数同比上涨5.8%至25.28万美元，创历史新高，并保持连续63个月同比上扬。美国出现了房屋供不应求的局面。目前库存周期为4.2个月，创2011年以来最低水平。巴黎航展上，波音获得了超过空客近1倍的订单额，5年来首次在这项航空业年展上超越老对手。截至周三，波音已经获得的订单及意向订单总数约370架，总价值520亿美元。最新推出的737系列最大机型 MAX 10深受市场欢迎。空客则拿下229架客机订单，价值约250亿美元。空客方面表示，现阶段主要任务是改善生产进度落后局面，努力完成交付目标。今天的新闻快讯就播报到这儿，感谢您的收看，我们下次同一时间再见。
专业的团队，丰厚的经验。
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Lake Cook Law Group.
投资理财、法律咨询，芝加哥专业律师团队为您的梦想提供最安全的保障。
Coming up on Lifestyles, the 2017 BRICS Games have concluded in South China's Guangzhou city. 80 Chinese and French bands have come to Beijing to mark the World Music Day. And a rescue center has seen the birth of 3 panda cubs born this month alone. Hello and welcome. I'm Jiang Zaiyi in Beijing. You're watching Lifestyles on CNC World. The 2017 BRICS Games have concluded in South China's Guangzhou city.
After 5 days of competition, the curtain came down on this year's BRICS Games. Vice Governor of Guangdong Province, Deng Haiguan, announced the end in Wednesday's closing ceremony. The BRICS Games have almost 300 athletes from BRICS countries: Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, and China. Athletes participate in the men's basketball, women's volleyball, and wushu competitions, with a total of 10 gold medals on offer. China, Russia, and India share the gold medals from 8 wushu events, while Russia won both the basketball and volleyball titles. Apart from the competitions, the organizers have also arranged a series of cultural events for the participants at the Games. The sports come before September, when China will host a 9th BRICS summit in the coastal city of Xiamen in Fujian province.
The city of Beijing ran out with music on Wednesday as 80 Chinese and French bands came together to mark the World Music Day.
The event originated in France more than 30 years ago and introduced to China about a decade ago. It didn't arrive to Beijing until 2012, but Fita de la Music has built quickly since. This year, 80 bands are playing across 28 Beijing venues.
The first year, it was just a bunch of volunteers that did it, without even the embassy being involved. 5 years later, we have a huge team of volunteers that builds up on every year. It's taken a lot longer to organize, and now we thankfully have the help of the embassy.
Linking in with this year's celebrations is a Croissant's Festival. Organized by the French embassy, it celebrates Chinese and French cultures.
In many ways, it's promoting the exchange between Western and Chinese musicians. Every year there's musicians coming in, and we try and put them on the same platform. We don't have all the foreign musicians playing one show. There's always a show with the foreign band, and we add local bands to it, and the idea is they meet each other, they learn from each other, they grow with each other, and they stay in touch.
The annual festival is now an international phenomenon, celebrated on the summer solstice in more than 120 countries around the world.
The 3rd International Yoga Day took place this week. People from around the world get together to mark the day by practicing yoga. Lifestyle takes you to have a look. First stop, New York.
Wednesday also marked the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. Coinciding with it was this year's yoga event, taking place in Times Square in Manhattan. Each year, free yoga sessions by professional instructors attract yogis from around the world.
It's amazing. It's International Yoga Day, and it's also summer solstice, which is the longest day of the entire year. So we have more time to do things that we want to do. And one of the things I wanted to do was come out here to Times Square, the crossroads of the world, and do some yoga and spread the joy and enjoy. Stretch out time, stretch out space, stretch out my body.
Very interesting and very powerful vibe. And seeing people doing something so spiritual together in the middle of this craziness, beautiful craziness, is a completely different experience than doing yoga in studio. I recommend it to everybody. Everybody. This is my first time, and I'm sure that I'm gonna come next year.
The solstice has been observed as a special moment of the annual cycle of the year by both Eastern and Western cultures. The day is said to symbolize a renewal of mind, body, and spirit.
It's a great juxtaposition. It's amazing to be somewhere that's so vibrant and active and busy, and to be able to close your eyes and follow your inhale and your exhale and slow down. So to me, it's just proof positive that even in the craziest, most chaotic moment of your entire life, you can still find stillness within yourself. So practicing here was a beautiful example to show ourselves that, listen, even if something is stressing you out, slow down and take a moment to come back to yourself, because you are calm within always.
For me, it's mostly not physically but spiritually very important. I find myself in much more state of or out of anxiety, which this kind of world, which New York City represents anxiety, it takes you out. It makes you more calm. It makes you more focused. It makes you to accomplish much more things in a day than without the practice.
The next stop is Cairo, Egypt, where a special event was organized at the Bahrain Palace in Heliopolis. Ahead of the 3rd International Yoga Day, the Indian Embassy has organized several competitions, including a yoga championship, a yoga quiz, and a yoga photography contest.
This is my first time attending International Yoga Day. It's a great experience. It's my first time to do yoga. We did many practice and it's very useful for people who have problems in upper or lower back. We also did moves such as butterfly pose. All of these practices are useful for spine.
People from home and abroad attended the event. Most of participants were girls, kids, and families who decided to enjoy a Ramadan afternoon knowing pretty much about yoga. A movie was presented showing how to follow the techniques of yoga with different positions.
In yoga, I felt there is more respect to the body, and if you make progress in yoga, it will never leave. I mean, when you build a muscle by yoga, it will stay. Unlike weights practices, if you left yoga for 2 months and decided to return, the muscle will have the same power.
The trip ends in Rong'an County, South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, where here too, yoga enthusiasts were turning yoga practice into a beautiful scene.
The panda recovery continues, with just one rescue center seeing the birth of 3 cubs born this month alone. And now we went to meet the new arrivals.
According to the Shanxi Province Rare Wildlife Rescue Research Center, the 3 panda cubs were born on June 11th and 12th. The mother panda, 14-year-old Yang Yang, gave birth to her male cub on June 11th. The cub has grown from a tiny 185 grams at birth to about 320 grams by Wednesday. Another mother, 11-year-old Aiban, gave birth to 2 male twins on June 12th. These were even smaller, each weighing in at about 107 grams and 125 grams at birth, about the same weight as a banana. Staff were on hand to bottle feed one of the twins because Aibang is not able to breastfeed. Due to their low fertility rates and loss of habitat, there are fewer than 2,000 pandas in the wild. 345 of them live here wild in Shanxi Province.
Kenya is known around the world as one of the best locations for wildlife. Alongside promoting its wildlife tourism, the East African country has been on the front line of the world's anti-poaching fight in recent years. And now some good news from the battlefield, as Kenya authorities have announced a remarkable increase in the country's elephant populations in the last 3 years.
Kenyan Wildlife Service announced the elephant population has increased 15% in the last 3 years. According to an elephant census, the elephant number increased to nearly 13,000 from about 11,000 in the last census in 2014. This is despite the census being conducted during a severe drought, causing the deaths of wildlife around other parts of the country. Conservationists say that increased security in nature parks have contributed to the elephants' increase.
The artist Benjamin Sullivan has won this year's BP Portrait Award. The winning entry was of his wife and their new baby.
The winner of the BP Portrait 2017 was announced on Tuesday at the National Portrait Gallery. Benjamin Sullivan's Breach claims this year's trophy. It describes the husband's portrait of his wife and young baby.
Well, I mean, basically, I've done lots of paintings in the past of my wife Ginny, and having a child, you know, it's quite obviously a huge thing in our life, so it seemed a really good idea to kind of celebrate this new little bundle of joy that had come into our lives with another painting. So, I mean, the idea was to do a double portrait of the two of them. Yeah.
Bao Han, an artist from China, won the finalist award to become the only Chinese artist to make it to the final round of this year. Her painting, A Russian Artist in China, describes a Russian man with sorrow on face sitting on the chair with hands crosses. According to Han, the man in the art is one of her classmates when she was studying in Russian Ruffer Academy of Fine Arts. This painting is about one of my best friends. He's coming from St. Petersburg in Russia and is my classmate when I was in the Russian Ruffer Academy of Fine Arts. For many years of understanding from each other, I was thinking about to do a portrait for him. This year marks the award's 38th year at the gallery. In all, 2,580 painting works were submitted.
Botswana students have had a taste of the art of life. On Thursday, an annual exhibition was held at the capital of Gaborone, showing off the talents of students. And now let's take a look.
This year, the theme is promoting education for sustainable development and global citizenship. Through the exhibition, students are given the opportunity to show their talents and test their skills as a budding Picasso or Zhang Zeduan. The regional annual event is organized by the Southeast Art Teachers Association and supported by the Chinese Embassy. China has long supported education in Botswana. Since 1980, China has provided a total of about 1,000 government scholarships to Botswana students and built tool schools.
China's Intangible Culture exhibition kicked off in Nepal's capital of Kathmandu on Thursday. The week-long event offers visitors an opportunity to get an insight into the rich and abundant China's history and the culture. Lifestyles takes us there.
Co-organized by China's Ministry of Culture and China Culture Center in Nepal, through a variety of performances and activities, the event aims to deepen the cultural exchanges between the two countries. During the opening ceremony, the Chinese ambassador to Nepal explained the cultural shows the event had brought to the people in Nepal and addressed the importance of preservation of cultural heritage.
Preservation of cultural heritages is very important, and Nepal and China can work together in this field. Through this exhibition, Nepali people will be able to understand more about Chinese culture and heritages.
With China's heritage stretching back at least 10,000 years, the Kathmandu mayor says Nepal could learn a lot from its neighbor in preserving its history.
Chinese experience on preservation and development of cultural heritages is very useful for us. We can work together. We're very much grateful to the Chinese assistance on preservation of our cultural heritages.
The exhibition proved a success, amazing the adults and the young alike.
I'm amazed by the way they have used small materials to create such beautiful things. Human mind can give life to even small components. We need to learn from them.
I felt very happy to see and learn about new culture. I've never seen such art.
According to the United Nations Refugee Agency, more than 1 million children have now fled the conflict in South Sudan. From Winnie, the trip has been made by themselves. More than 5,000 children are estimated to have fled alone or have been separated from their families along the way.
17-year-old Joyce Abao is one of those children who are separated from her family.
Some of them, their parents die. Some of them, they are just separated because of war. They don't know where is his parents up to now.
Joyce lives with 34 other refugee children.
They are now like one family, brothers and sisters. They are now together.
They've been living with no adults for almost a year.
In case anything to happen to anyone from here, all of us can support her or him.
Joyce acts as a mother to those children who may have escaped South Sudan, but not in the pain of war. 16-year-old Susan said the pain of what she endured in her country was still in her heart, but her newfound family provides her with some comfort.
With them together here make me also to forget the past thing, the fighting, and what I was seeing in South Sudan.
Susan said the unaccompanied children take good care of each other.
We are respecting each other. We also tell the young one the good way, how to behave, how to continue with the school.
Every day the children pray.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Here prayer to help our country, even our people who remain there in South Sudan.
Together, they are salvaging part of their childhood.
Katama is a traditional butter pastry for Kyrgyz people in northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. To find out some of its secrets, Lifestyles went to take a look. Katama has a special place in Bujanat's life.
I was very nervous when I made katama for my husband for the first time. I added more butter and looked after the heat carefully, fearing it burned.
In Akto County, 3,700 meters up on the Pamirs Plateau, Bujanat first learned how to make the yak butter pastry when she was a young girl. Mastering the craft of making katama is considered a tradition for young Kyrgyz girls before getting married. Future mother-in-laws often have to be assured that the girl is diligent and clever, and pastry is their secret weapon. By the age of 15, Bujanat had learned to cook almost all the major local foods. All Bujanat's guests like her katama, which has a mouth-watering gold appearance. The grayness of katama comes from only simple ingredients of flour, water, yak butter, or milk skin. But the making process is not that easy. To make the pastry, the first step is to knead dough.
The key of making the katama is how to knead dough. Thoroughly mixed with butter, and dough should be soft and easy to roll out.
The second step is to roll the dough into a long, flat, and most importantly, thin layer. The next step is to warm up the yak butter before brushing it onto the layer to make it easy to fold. A kilogram of flour needs about a kilogram of melted yak butter. The layer is folded and twisted into a long strip before coaling it into a pan in the shape of a woman's hair done up. Finally, katama is baked with few not coal or wood, but done. A good katama should be crisp outside and soft inside. As well as tasting great, the pastry helps to bring the family together. Enjoyed with a cup of hot milky tea in yurt, suddenly the plateau doesn't feel so desolate.
The United States has a population of more than 300 million, but there are also some 370 million guns across the country. Debates among Americans over gun control and solutions to curb gun-related violence have deepened further in the aftermath of recent shooting incidents. CNC correspondent visits some gun shops in Houston.
This is the Liberty Armory in Houston. Joseph Back is the owner.
For us, our typical customer is looking for a handgun or shotgun, primarily for personal or home defense. Glock 17 and Glock 19 are the two most popular models of handgun, and Remington 870 pump action is the most common or popular type of shotgun. I obey the laws as Congress passes them and as the President signs them into law. So whatever they are, whether they're more restrictive or less restrictive, I obey. And anything outside of that is irrelevant to my business, because my business is a federal firearms license, which means we follow all the laws the federal government passes.
Arthur Core runs a gun shop in Houston's Chinatown. He introduces the types of guns and how to own a gun. David Dung is an anchor of Houston's Southern News TV station. He says it's unnecessary and not safe for people to carry guns openly in colleges.
In the United States, if you want to legally own a firearm, you need to have a gun license, which is called SA. People can only own two kinds of firearms, manual and semi-automatic. I really don't think it's safer to allow people carrying guns on campus.
Zhang Jingjing is the organizer of Houston's meeting between the police and the Chinese community.
A lot of people feel, like I said, the crime rate is getting lower, but people feel differently. I guess maybe because the economy is not that good, and also because maybe people pay more attention to their safety now. Also because more summer school gonna start, so more kids and the parents are come this way, and probably they experience personally a lot more crime happen than before. And particularly, I think a lot of Chinese or Asian people, they like to carry cash, but most importantly, they do not like to report crimes.
We beefed up security. We beefed up patrolling. We've added additional officers so that they will be more visible in the community. And as I said, these are the summer months, and we realized that there were going to be a lot of children that's out of school, and some of these children don't have anything to do, and so we know that idle minds sometimes lead them into doing criminal activity, and so our officers will be in and around the area trying to prevent those crimes by being visible.
Whether we're having problems because people are carrying guns since the law, actually no, we're not. In fact, I'm not aware of a single instance where a person who is open carrying a weapon has created a problem.
A study published earlier this year by the National Center for Biotechnology Information showed an average of 90 people died daily through gun violence in the United States. The study, spanning 1966 to 2012, also found that the nation had more public mass shootings, defined by 4 or more victims, not including gun or family members, than the rest of the world, which had a combined total of 292 such attacks during the period. According to an analysis by the Harvard School of Public Health and Northeastern University, from 2011 to 2014, multiple shootings tripled, occurring every 64 days on average, an increase from 200 days on average during the previous quarter century in the United States. Despite the debate and the division on gun control and gun safety among the Americans, a new law came into effect earlier this month in the Lone Star State that allows students to carry concealed guns on campuses.